I'm still alive. Just. Oh my God. Ugh. I've been putting off doing this video for about a week. I've not been on here obviously for like over 3 weeks and it's been horrendous. It's literally been horrendous. Anyone who's new to subscribing to me, hello. I'm obviously a gaming channel, but I also do mental health vlogs and I've not been online because I pretty much had a mini breakdown the other week. It's been coming for a while, to be honest. I could sense it brewing, but I literally got to the point where I had to do something about it. So I'll quickly go through what's going on. So the last 3.5 years have been horrendous, obviously lockdown and all that. But lockdown was fine. I was doing good in lockdown. I came off all my medication in lockdown. I lost 3 stone in lockdown. I changed my whole life. I literally was happy, the happiest I've ever been in my adult life. And I'm 42 now. So a long time I've like had this underlying sadness and stuff because I got diagnosed when I was 16 with manic depression, which is basically called bipolar these days. Anyway, so that's always there, always lingering in the background. So I'm either up here or I'm down there. And growing up, I always knew I had ADHD, but back in the 90s, it wasn't spoke about, and I've just lived with it. And I just knew because I can't concentrate for more than a few seconds. I'm all over the fucking show. And I got diagnosed about 3 years ago. This is relevant to my little long story. So apparently, if you cure ADHD, it can help balance your depression. So yeah, back to lockdown. I'm all over the place with my story. So lockdown, happy, everything's going great. I'm really happy I've been in my life. Then literally the 1st of November 2020, my dad just dropped dead, which put an end to this happy patch that I've been going through. It was about 7 months and I ended up having a breakdown. It was awful. It's like my brain turned on itself and I started like turning on my other half who'd done nothing wrong. It was like I was just basically lashing out, and that went on for months and months and months. So I had to go back on my medication anyway that I was on for 18 years. So I started the medication again. I took that for a few months to level myself out, and then I just focused on exercise and stuff. So I thought, okay, I'll be able to handle it. And then my auntie died, which was shit, obviously. And then just as I was sorting myself out, I thought, I've got rid of all this, the depression, I've got rid of all this sadness. I'm starting to grieve my dad properly because I didn't even cry after my dad for 2 years because it was just so numb to it. So I'd obviously been carrying all this stuff around internally. I just kind of putting my head down, just getting on with it. And then my friend died, my best friend, been friends for 20 years. He dropped dead. He had a heart attack on the 23rd of January 2023. So it was last year. And obviously I'd just kind of got on with it. It was upsetting and everything. And I thought, I'm okay. But since then, I've kind of struggled to feel any kind of happiness at all. And because it was so daily and it was just kind of like this flatness that was just there all the time. No matter what I did, I just didn't feel happy. And I didn't think about it properly till I'm looking back on it now in hindsight that I'd had another breakdown. And I've just been literally flat, not feeling anything. Like I went on a dream holiday in August on this cruise around the Mediterranean, went to all these historical sites. And the whole time I was on this holiday, I just was sad. And I shouldn't have been. You know what I mean? It was like the dream holiday. I was incapable of feeling happy. I can't explain it. No matter what I did, I could have won the lottery and I wouldn't have been happy because my brain was incapable of letting me feel happy. So that's been going on since the beginning of January 2023, and I rode it out and I thought I was doing okay, but I wasn't, obviously. And then my other half went away 3 weeks ago, to Japan with work, and I was on my own, just kind of getting on with life. And when he came back, I was literally just sat there like this for 2 days and I couldn't even speak. And he kept going, "What's up with you?" And I was like, "Nothing, I'm fine." And then I was going down and down in my head, like really badly, to the point where I was sat in the living room and I was sat there and I thought, if I don't get up and go see a doctor now, I'm going to end up killing myself and doing some real damage. So I just stood up and went, "I'm going to the doctors." This was like 4 in the afternoon. He was like, "What?" I went, "I'm going to the doctors. I need to go to the doctors." So I left the house and I went to the doctors, and I was that bad. He literally thought I'd left the house to kill myself. So he was panicking. But I did. I went to the doctors and I just went into reception and I said, "I need to see a doctor." I went, "I need to go back on medication." I went, "Because I'm going to end up hurting myself." And the girl on reception was amazing. She got me in dead quick. They put me straight back on the meds. Now, the bipolar meds I went on the first time, I tried 3 different ones over 6 months. And the first 2 were horrendous. They literally turned me into like a mental patient, just like drooling, awful. The second one was a slow release one. So I went back on that because I didn't want to go back on my actual antidepressants because they made me lose any motivation. They made me lose all my creativity. They made me lazy. They made me fat. I just didn't want to do anything. They were too much. And that's one of the reasons I came off them in lockdown, is because I knew that they weren't right for me anymore. Because like I said, I've been on for 18 years. Your brain chemistry changes, your thought patterns, it all changes over time as you get older. So I just knew these weren't right for me anymore. So I thought I'll try the ADHD medicine again, because I noticed as well, the more depressed I was getting over the last few years, the more erratic my thinking was getting. So like I got to some days I'd be like thinking for 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function as doing normal things. I couldn't do a single job. And obviously I started doing this streaming in January, and I was finding it really hard to fucking focus and concentrate. So I decided, right, I'm going to try the ADHD medicine again. So I started that 2 weeks ago, and it's working. My brain is like, oh, my brain's slower. I'm not suicidal anymore. I'm finding it hard to adjust though, because I'm a bit like, see, my eyes are heavy. I'm a bit I'm a bit drugged up from them. But it's still early days. It takes a month for them to get into your system, and then you've got to learn to live with it, I suppose. So long story long, I'm back, hopefully. But yeah, I've been putting off doing this video because I didn't know where to start, to be honest. So I thought I'd just tell the story and be honest. So yeah, the worst thing is I had people around on Saturday for a Eurovision party, and I kicked them all out because everyone was getting on my tits. Literally, I'm not in a space where I need calm, that everyone was partying, and I just had to kick everyone out because everyone was so fucking loud. And it made me realize I need calm, I need zen. And it made me realize that my brain is that slow now, that because of these pills, that things overwhelm me. So like too much noise, I'm like, oh, can't cope with it. Whereas years ago it would have been all right. So this is the first video. I was going to do it live, but I thought I'd post it because then if anyone misses it, then they understand. Because I've made some nice friends on here, and it's been really cool talking to them. And I've literally neglected all social media. I've not been on social media properly for 3 weeks, and I've not even looked at TikTok really. I might go on and just clear the notifications. So yeah, I've got my mouth really dry. So yeah, I'm going to try and start streaming again. I'm going to try in a minute, actually. Don't know. I really fancy getting back into Resident Evil. That's like one of my comfort games from being a kid. And so I think I'm going to start with a Resi 1, maybe 2, and just sit and play that and just get used to doing it, because I've lost all my confidence again with streaming. Like I say, it took me ages to do this video. And if I don't do something for a while, I lose my confidence. And because it's talking, I need to be in a routine with doing it. So yeah, just want everyone to know. There you go. That's where I've been. But I'm going to do some. I need to have a sip. Hang on. My mouth is so dry. So yeah, I'm going to try and do some live streams this week, get back into it. Do some live streams talking about this sort of stuff as well, because I know other people suffer from it. But one of the worst things this weekend, I had one of my friends around, and I couldn't kick her out because she was sleeping over. And I was telling her about all this, and she kept going, you just need to be positive. And I was like, it doesn't work like that. I was like, I am mentally ill. I need medication. I am mentally ill. Nothing will help me. Yeah, but you just need to be positive and you'll be fine. I was like, no, you're not fucking getting it. It was making me so mad. People who don't have depression, I mean, clinical, proper, your brain isn't wired about depression, just don't fucking get it. And it's so infuriating to hear someone just go, just be positive. Yeah, just be positive. If I'd only been being positive for the last 25 years, everything would have been all right. Doesn't work like that. So I'm going to be going into depth more about this sort of stuff, so people who haven't got depression, who know people who have, can understand it a bit more. I'll be breaking it down a lot easier. I'm going to have to stop anyway, because you only get 10 minutes on TikTok and I'm at 9. So I hope everyone's all right. I'm going to post this now, and yeah, watch out for me popping up live and playing some. Bye.